feeling like God just keep testing my faith. But I'ma keep pushing because I'm destined for great. And I ain't settling, bruh, for nothing lesser than great. Not once have I stopped from all the gestures of hate. Long road, came far, go back, nah. Got more in store, I'm getting back, dawg. I was born with a glow. It ain't about
this is the third video that I'm doing on maybe my favorite indie house, and that house is called 4160 Tuesdays, created by my friend Sarah McCartney. This is a UK based house, and I guess the idea in the name is sort of if you live to a certain age, I think it's 80, you would have experienced 4160 Tuesdays in your life. It's a house that has really fun and whimsically named scents, but the fragrances in terms of composition and performance and quality are drop dead serious. My first experience with this house was blind buying a bottle of a fragrance called What I Did on My Holidays, and that's a beachy gourmand scent that sort of combines sea air with vanilla ice cream cones, cotton candy, and mint rock candy. It's really different, really well done, and I reviewed that and became friendly with Sarah. And she sent me a bunch of samples and a bottle of the sexiest scent on the planet ever, IMHO, which means in my humble opinion, and that is sort of the scent that really got me excited about this house. It smells like fresh out of the oven pound cake with a smidgen of citrus. In retrospect, now that I've smelled Lyra by Xerjoff, Entendre Madeleine by Laurence Dumont, it actually reminds me a lot of Lyra, and Lyra's a $300 fragrance. You can get sexiest scent for under 100, so you know, think that one out. But I smelled that one and I really fell in love with it. I still have one of their fragrances called Dark Heart of Old Havana on my to buy list. That's a beautiful rum and tobacco and sugarcane and dark fruit scent. Really enjoy that one. Want to get a bottle of that one before summertime this year. And so recently Sarah sent me some of her newer work, and the names of these fragrances are just great. We can go through them. This one is called Rome 1965, and I guess the idea behind this one was what Juliet would have wore in Fellini's Romeo and Juliet. This one is called Tarte's Knicker Drawer, and so far from what I've seen with that, it's a very fruity scent. This one's sort of a bergamot and chocolate, dark chocolate scent. Doe in the Snow is the next one. This one, and that's sort of a peach sorbet chypre. And then you have Ealing Green, which I'm going to talk about. What Katie Did on Friday Night, which is this one I'm going to talk about. And then one called New York. I think it's called 1955. Yeah, 1955. And that's sort of like what a sweet shop or an ice cream shop, I think, would have smelled like in New York in the 50s. It opens up with this beautiful sort of cotton candy note. So you can see, again, these are just really fun names, and I'm going to talk to you specifically about two. The first one is this guy, and this one is called Ealing Green, and I guess this one is inspired by Sarah McCartney's hometown of Ealing, and the materials used to make this were all from plants and flowers mentioned in Shakespeare's Midsummer's Night Dream. So the notes on Ealing Green are white thyme, green grass, violet, lavender, geranium, rose, and an earthy base. And this one is really awesome. I'm actually wearing it right now. If you like green scents, you really owe it to yourself to give this one a look. The reference that I would make, I think, with this one is a cross between Halston's 112 and Gucci's Envy, but with better materials. It's really green and herbaceous, but there's also this, I want to say it's like a dusty, earthy quality to it that I think I'm getting from the thyme and geranium. It's like a very dry, herbal scent. You know, this is very different for me from the other scents that I've enjoyed from this house. The other ones that I've really liked are all sweet, and this one is bone dry. And what I think is interesting about this one is that, and I could be wrong about this, but usually these green scents have a citrus opening that sort of braces you for the green and herbalness, and this one just, I think, gets right to what it is, and that thyme and green grass really come out in the forefront. It's really high quality juice, and it's very good performance. So if you're a green scent liker like I am, please do check out Ealing Green out. The next one that I want to talk to you about is this one, and this one is called What Katie Did on Friday Night. And though this one leans a bit feminine, I really enjoy this one as well. The notes on this one are grapefruit, lemon, yuzu, cucumber, watermelon, rose, raspberry, and sandalwood. And so I could definitely wear this. And it's funny because I just filmed a video where I talked about my favorite and least favorite notes. And for least favorite notes, I was saying how disappointed I've been with watermelon. I really like the idea of watermelon and fragrances, but I haven't come across a fragrance that executed watermelon correctly yet. A lot of people like to say how Millesime Imperial by Creed is a watermelon scent, and it's not. If you listen to the director at the Creed store, Lewis, he'll tell you in Al's videos, it's not a watermelon scent. It's a lemon, sea salt, and ambergris scent. The two fragrances that I want to try that are supposed to be good watermelon scents are Cheyenne Blue, the new London House's watermelon scent, and Brezza da Mare by I Profumi di Firenze. But this one really got watermelon right. This is a real watermelon scent. It's not in the forefront. It's sort of a mix of fresh notes. There's watermelon. I like how there's cucumber in here to make it a little bit more green. I like the yuzu. I love yuzu in fragrances. Eau d'Issy. L'Eau d'Issy is one of my favorite fragrances for designers, but I think this also works out great with the rose. I'm not a rose fan, but here the rose sort of giving a floral aspect to the fruit is just, it's really nice. It reminds me of, you know how sometimes people in the summer will have a picnic or a barbecue and they get this big glass container out with a spigot, and they'll fill it up with water and ice, and then they'll infuse it with like herbs and fruit. And so this is like one of those ice cold glass tanks with water and cucumber slices and raspberries and watermelon chunks and lemon peel. It's just really light. It's really refreshing. It's uplifting. It's sort of, to me, this one, for my angle, it's like a classic eau de cologne, just updated with some newer and more fun notes. It's very well done. It's a scent that I would want to keep in the refrigerator and just spray on me on hot summer days. And, you know, sniffing through all these, I think the best thing I can say about any house is that it sort of has an established identity. And what I mean by that is whether or not you hate or love Creed, when you smell a Creed scent, you kind of know it. I feel the same way about Amouage, right? That silver frankincense, you know it. With Creed, it's the ambergris and the musk. When Imaginary Authors came out, I was really impressed because those right away had a DNA. You know how Guerlain has Guerlainade. It's just sort of, you know, when you're smelling one of their scents. And I'm starting to feel that way about 4,160 Tuesdays. If you smell one of her scents, you know it's one of her scents. They usually have a very rich and fruity middle and base stage, and they're just very juicy and vibrant and very alive. I would say that if I was a woman, this would be a house that I'd really wear a lot of, because I like their fun aspect. They're sort of not afraid of saying, yeah, these are kind of slutty fragrances, and we like to have fun with them and be out there and be audacious. As a guy, you know, there's probably a bit less within the house, but the ones that I feel like I can wear, I really love. I think if you're new to the house and you were looking to get some samples, there's so many different ways to go. Sexiest Scent to me is a masterpiece. What I did on my holidays is a gourmand aquatic. And you know, Tom Ford and Bond Number 9 got a lot of attention last year because they did something different with aquatics, with Shelter Island and Costa Azur. They put oud in them, and people were like, oh, look at this, we have different aquatics now. They're doing different aquatics. Sarah McCartney did something daring to aquatics long before they touched them in making a gourmand aquatic. So there's just so much within this house to like, including the price point. And this is a house that has a sub $100 price point. You get their 50 ml bottles retail for about 90 bucks. I think the 100 mLs are like 130. If you guys want to know where to get these, I can link in the description. But Lucky Scent and Indie Scent both carry this house and almost all their fragrances. Check these out, guys. There's no excuse not to. I always say that if you're looking to please everyone, you probably want a designer scent. If you're looking to impress people, maybe you want a niche scent. But if you're looking to have something different and to have fun with fragrances and perfume and sort of looking for the next big thing, at this point in time, you kind of got to go to the indie houses. Niche houses, if you look at what a lot of them are doing, is they're sort of going back and they're making better versions of designer scents. I mean, By Kilian just fucking duplicated Terry Mugler's Angel Men with Intoxicated, and I loved it. I paid $270 for it. I ate that shit up. It's one of my favorite scents of last year. But they're not really innovating the level of people in the indie community. They're the ones that are really relying on being different and being out there, and you know, they usually don't get a budget from investors. Normally it's their own money at stake, so they're trying to give you the best deal, they're trying to give you the best quality. You look what's happening in niche now. You have Le Labo, Frederick Muller being bought up by conglomerates, and you know, it's going to change the way those companies operate. The bottom line is going to become more important, and I'm not saying the bottom line isn't important to indie houses. The bottom line is way more important to indie houses, because they have to, it's all on them. If they sell bottles, could determine whether or not they eat that week. But you're going to find the best deals on indie fragrances because they have to price their stuff to move, and you're going to find the most innovation happening in the indie world. And if you don't believe me, go take a look at Indie Sense and go look what these guys are doing out there. There's so many niche brands that deserve so much more attention. Imaginary Authors, Zoologist, 4160 Tuesdays, Sebastian, Kerosene. The list can really go on and on. You know, they're just doing things at a different level, and the prices are fabulous. So I really recommend, for the people who are priced out of the Xerjoffs and the Amawages and the Roja Doves of the world, you can get similar quality almost at the designer price point by looking at Indie Sense. So check them out. Please check out 4160 Tuesdays. If you want to know, you know, you want to email me and have me, you know, tell you which ones you maybe should give a go to, or ask me questions about any of these, please feel free to. But I really want you guys to check this brand out, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by these recommendations, so please do so. And hopefully I'll be back later this year with some more news about 4160 Tuesdays, maybe review Dark Heart of Old Havana. And that's all for now, but really want to thank Sarah. I really enjoyed all of these, and definitely can't wait to wear all of them, honestly, because the one thing for sure is wearing these, you're going to get a different experience every time, and that's what I like about fragrances, and that's why I do this. I'm in this to have my mind stimulated, and to be challenged, and to constantly be interested in what's going on. So that's the case with this brand.
All the long road, came far, go back, nah. Got more in store, I'm Biggie back, dog. I was born with a glow, it ain't about the shine. I got music in my heart, I'm all about the rhyme.